Let's tweet it out.
Yeah, I've just tweeted it, so you can just retweet mine. So many poses. Hello, Captain.
So many poses.
Okay. Remember, camera's up there.
Camera's up there.
Okay, you ready?
I think so, mate.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Where else are we available?
Spotify
Podcast.
And YouTube.
YouTube. What's our YouTube channel?
We are BDE Official.
Yes, you can follow us. We are trying out some new YouTube Live features as we're doing this right now.
You've got a funky new webcam, so you can now actually how ugly we are.
Right.
Because all the other times we just have the Mac webcam and it kind of hides perfections, whereas we're in glorious HD.
You can see how ginger my beard is. It's lovely. Yes, you can find us on all these platforms. We are the NXT podcast guys, as some people call us now. Some guy was like, hey, are you the NXT guy? It's like, sure, let's do that. Let's go with that.
NXT for life, baby.
Yes, the gold and black brand. So we're trying out a new setup in our BDE, the Braden David estate.
Mm-hmm.
We what do we have to talk about today? I'm just like I'm not used to doing this on YouTube. So
yeah, like I feel it's been a pretty busy week. I think.
Yeah. Well, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm actually really good today.
Why are you really good?
Just awake.
It's
had
summertime.
A good sleep. It's the summer. It's hot.
Yeah, it's really hot here in the 6.
Yeah.
Well, today is the 4th of July. Today is Independence Day. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not. Have you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Bill Pullman with his presidential speech.
Right.
It's the greatest speech in all of presidential.
The Cody Rhodes speech.
Yeah. President Trump will never have a good speech like Bill Pullman.
I don't even want to see what he's doing today.
He's bringing out the big guns.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But we're Canadian, and our thing. Well, I'm Canadian.
You're Canadian. I'm nothing right now.
You are literally just in like
limbo.
Yeah, you're just chilling.
I'm like Tom Hanks in The Terminal,
except in BD.
Yeah,
in the BD. Yeah, you're just stuck here eating. What does he eat in that movie? Ketchup packets and
something like that, and then get all the change from the trolleys.
Yeah, that's a great film. But speaking of Tom Hanks films, Tom Hanks says the greatest movie is in theaters right now. The greatest movie ever.
Oh, I wouldn't disagree.
Some are calling it the Kenny Omega Okada.
Oh, damn.
Of animated movies. Well, I said that. Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
You saw it.
You saw it before our show last week. I saw it that evening.
Oh, man. This movie was amazing.
It's so good.
We're going to do a Spider-Man Far From Home little recap here. Not this exact second, but how about after we do NXT, after we do some feedback, we'll do a spoiler warning.
Yeah,
we'll do a whole Spider-Man thing.
Absolutely.
I know we want to talk about Spider-Man.
We do. I think we can talk semi-spoilers with Toy Story. I don't think we'll talk as in
exactly. Like I just really liked it as a whole franchise. 3 kind of put to bed.
Yeah,
and then it rose from the dead, and the toys are back. And they did a 4th one. I don't think I needed it, but I needed it.
What I've loved about each film is the time they've spent. They haven't rushed it out. Like, they haven't been like, you know what, we can make a Toy Story 4. Apparently, everyone thought Toy Story was done after Toy Story 3.
Yes, I thought so.
Except for the writer. The writer of Toy Story 3, before it had even reached cinemas, had an idea for Toy Story 4.
Right.
And has been writing it since then.
Wow.
And pitched it to Pixar, and Pixar were like, oh, we're kind of done. And then they saw the story. And basically, he was saying, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 is essentially Andy's story.
Yes.
It's Andy growing up and the repercussions of him
becoming
an adult, what that has on the toys.
Yes.
Toy Story 4 is like, no, it's Woody's story the whole time.
I was gonna say this one was definitely Woody's whole story. I really enjoyed that. The only gripe, I felt like it kind of lacked Buzz, maybe a tiny little bit.
Yeah, he was definitely
the side thing.
Yeah,
but there was one thing I saw it in theaters. I actually look, Toy Story and animated movies. Toy Story aside, like Pixar animated movies, cartoons are really not my thing. I wouldn't necessarily rush to a theater. Like, I haven't seen a bunch of them, but when I do, I'm always like, man, that was really good.
Yeah.
It took me forever to see Moana. I saw it. I was like, wow,
great,
what a badass chick. I saw Zootopia. I laughed my ass off. Toy Story 4 made me laugh so hard.
Okay.
But I don't. You have a girlfriend.
Sure.
I can't justify myself going to this movie by myself.
Oh yeah, you can.
No, because
you've got to get over that.
Because then I'm going to be specifically like a kids movie. Because I'm just sitting by myself, a 6'1" bearded man, and then full of kids in the theater. Like I can't, like, my psyche. So I made plans with my other friend, because you have a girlfriend. You see movies without me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I made plans with a friend to go see it. And the morning of, he's like, I can't go. I got some banking thing. I can't go. So I was like, oh, I really want to see Toy Story 4. So I went on a really last minute Tinder date to go see Toy Story 4. And this girl really loved the movie, but this girl has a really loud laugh. Like, I'm talking like
Janice.
Like from Friends.
Okay.
Like, the first joke in the movie, she was like howling, and everyone in theater zeroed in on us like, whoa, what's going on? But later in the movie, as it progressed, the theater got louder and louder and louder and louder. And then near the end of the movie, I was like, we're not the sore thumb sticking out. We can laugh as loud as we want, because that movie was so fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was so good.
I got a fit of the giggles during it.
There's the
bit with there's the bit with Combat Carl.
Yes.
The Combat Carls.
Yes.
And there's the first bit, they all go for high fives, and the one guy doesn't do it, and then Woody leaves and he goes for another one and doesn't get the high five. I started crying laughing, and you then start laughing because you're laughing and you can't stop laughing.
Right.
And then people around us are laughing because I'm still laughing, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Just like what happened. Yeah.
I love that you see it on a lot of like sports outtakes where someone like gets a basket and he's like, wait, and one guy's like, oh,
contagious laughter is the thing. You see someone laughing. Go for it.
No, I thought the film was incredible. I think Toy Story 3 is still my favorite.
See, Toy Story 3 is really good, but it's more sad.
It's more sad.
This one more of an adventure comedy.
This was emotional, but it was more funny.
Yeah. Something the Tinder date also pointed out. There's a scene when Bonnie, the little kid, the character of the little girl, she goes to class for the first time. Like, that's part of the movie. Disney Pixar, in that class, there's a quick shot, and most people didn't realize it, but my date pointed this out. She says, wow, that's so good of Disney to do this. When Bonnie goes to class, there's a kid in her class with a very, very visible hearing aid on the kid.
Okay.
And to most people, they didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, that is a huge, huge thing, because disabilities in movies are always like kind of not the main thing.
For sure.
And if you look at the main story, like, spoilers, Bo Peep has also an arm.
Yeah.
The whole movie, like, it basically is involved in the arm. I think putting that in the story was a very much needed just addition in there. Something so little that maybe some people wouldn't even have noticed.
But it will mean something to someone.
But to someone else, that is like the biggest thing. So Disney is doing the right things in certain things.
Well, did you hear what else Disney did yesterday?
Exactly.
So Toy Story 2,
right.
There's a scene, they have these bloopers at the end of the film when the credits are rolling, like fake bloopers. And there's a scene, and Kim and I actually rewatched the trilogy before going to see the new one. There's a scene with the prospector in his box, played by Kelsey Grammer, with the Barbies. Yeah. And it's essentially a casting couch scene, which...
He's like, I got a part for you in my movie.
Yeah, which I remember just like laughing at the time. But obviously with the Me Too movement over the last couple of years, this isn't really acceptable anymore, especially in a kids film.
Right.
What makes it even more fucked is John Lasseter directed that movie. John Lasseter's the guy who was like the main guy at Pixar.
Okay.
Who got fired for a load of Me Too
Oh
shit.
my God.
Like casting couch shit.
Wow.
And that joke is in his movie.
Okay, then you know what? Good for that. Because some people are like, hey, it's just a cartoon joke. Like, you could have left it in the movie. But now knowing a little bit more about it, I think that's probably the right route. Apparently, they did it 2 years ago, but no one really noticed.
What removed it?
Yeah, they removed it like about 2 years ago.
Interesting.
When that Me Too stuff really was kicking into gear, that's when they pulled it from every like from that point on, you couldn't find it essentially. So, I mean, good on Disney for doing that as well. I remember Finding Dory. Again, a very tiny little thing in Finding Dory. They're at a zoo and they walk past and you see like the first ever like lesbian couple in a Disney movie,
nice.
which is like, again, you wouldn't notice it, but for some people this is like the biggest thing. So little things for Disney is I
think Toy Story has completely earned the trust of everyone now. So I think they did Toy Story 1 in, I believe, 1995. Wow. So I remember going to see it.
Did you have a Woody or a Buzz?
I had a Buzz.
Yeah,
my grandma bought me a Buzz.
Yeah. To infinity.
And I've dressed up as Woody before.
Right.
So Toy Story 1 came out in 1995. So
you would be Woody, I would be Buzz, I think.
I think so. So I was a kid. It was the first movie, like feature-length movie of that type.
Okay.
To be in the cinema. And I remember going to see it with my grandparents, with my family, and loved it. Was obsessed.
Right.
4 years later, they took 4 years before they did a sequel. Apparently, it was going to be a straight to VHS movie.
Right, Disney.
And then they were like, "This is pretty good," and they're covering new ground and stuff. Sure. It's not just the first one redone again.
Right.
And I think that was one of the first films I went to see on my own, like with a friend.
Okay.
So, and I guess I'm kind of at that age where Andy is at that point.
Sure.
10 years later, 2009. The third one came out. I remember I was working on a show in Dubai at the time. So the whole cast went to like the midnight screening of Toy Story 3.
Okay.
It's a midnight screening. The cinema was packed, all adults. And I remember the memes going around at the time being like, I've waited 10 years for this.
Yeah, sure.
Like, fuck off, kids.
Yeah,
I've waited
that's how
10
I
years
felt for this one, I'm sure.
And like, it was perfect conclusion. I cried.
I bet the whole thing was.
But also at that point, I'd sort of just finished that time. I was feeling like I was leaving my childhood behind.
Right. Okay.
I was becoming an adult.
Getting rid of your toys.
They waited 9 years again for this one.
Wow. Has it been 9 years?
It's been 9 years.
Damn. That's pretty wild. I didn't even realize that.
So they've waited.
They're still making millions of dollars.
Yeah. And I feel if in 10 years' time they make another one, I'm going to be like, you know what? I trust you guys now.
Sure.
You clearly care about.
Again, like I'm not a huge cartoon guy, but every time I have watched any of the Toy Story, though, I saw the old ones. The first one was always my movie. I had to see this one. I work at a TV station, but we're an ABC affiliate. So my job is a lot of times watching and processing a lot of the ABC shows. And they had Tom Hanks and Tim Allen on in Disney World in the Toy Story Land. Have you ever been there with Pizza Planet?
Oh no, Toy Story Land's new.
Yeah,
it's only like a year
I've been
old.
to Pizza Planet. It's amazing. And Tom Hanks was like, "Hey, like we kind of signed on for this, thinking we're doing the voice." And then years later, he's like, "This is the best, the most proud of I am of." He said this is his favorite work he's done because it's just like
I think it's the best series of movies ever made.
There you go. It's the Okada, Kenny.
The only thing I would say, and I don't think you're a fan of it, the only thing I'd say would compete is Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
But I don't really count that because it's one story. It's like the book is 3 books. Like it's an adaptation. Whereas movies like Star Wars wasn't ever going to be a series. Like Star Wars happened and then they went, we can do more. There's a load of duds in Star Wars.
Yes.
Godfather Part 3. Bit of a dud.
I've never watched Part 3.
Back to the Future 3. It's fine,
Back to the Future 3 is not fine.
It's not anywhere near as good as the others.
Back to the Future 3. We don't need to talk about it.
X-Men up and down. Like Marvel's been strong.
You're right.
But
Toy Story is the top.
I think Toy Story's top.
Name 4 movies that don't miss.
Yeah.
You literally can't. Completely. In a series, like you can't. So
and everyone has an argument for which one is the best.
My least favorite of Toy Story is the second one, but it's not bad. It's still good.
A lot of people say that, but I read a big essay the other day about why it's the best one.
Okay.
And a lot of people feel that way. So that scene with Jessie being neglected and things like that.
I really enjoy these movies, and I'm a full grown adult, and it made me like laugh so hard. Key and Peele.
You're an adult. I don't know about full grown.
I'm full grown, but maybe not an adult.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right way. Key and Peele as the stuffed animals were so funny. I really enjoyed it.
I deliberately didn't look to see what the new cast was.
Okay.
So, which I enjoy doing.
There's so many names.
Because I'm going like,
it's crazy.
Like I didn't realize till after that was Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Key and Peele like got like right at the end. Forky. We were going throughout it. We were going like, Forky, who is it? And then he goes like, oh, it's complicated. And it's like, oh, it's Buster. Like,
I love Forky because he just keeps saying trash. That's what I am.
Now I have one gripe though.
Okay.
And this isn't about the movie.
Okay.
I went to the movies again yesterday to watch Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yes.
It's summer in the city right now. I think yesterday was the hottest day of the year so far.
It's hot in the city.
It was like 30 degrees Celsius. You can do the maths, Americans. So I'm wearing shorts, short sleeve shirt, girlfriend's in shorts, like tank top.
Right.
And then it's fucking Arctic in the cinema.
Right.
What's with the AC? Do I need to take a Parker jacket now every time I go see a movie in the fucking summer?
Isn't that always how theaters are? They're always cold.
I shouldn't be shivering. There was a woman with a blanket. There was a woman in the movies under a blanket, and I was jealous of her.
I mean,
why should you carry a blanket around in the summer to see a fucking film?
Were you gonna be like, excuse me?
Oh, I tweeted them right after.
Cineplex?
Yeah, I tweeted Cineplex.
Jeez, did they reply?
And
Free
also,
movies.
what also annoys, I was in a right mood yesterday.
Oh.
So a new film comes out.
Right.
I remember the days like you go to a multiplex, there'd be like 18 screens.
Yes.
And about 10 of them would be dedicated to
the big movie,
the new movie.
Right.
And they'd be on pretty much like every 30 minutes,
half hour,
if not an hour. Like, but now you go, it's like, oh, I look online, 7:45 screening.
Yeah.
You turn up and it's like VIP, $30.
That's exactly what.
And I'm like, well, when's the next one? 9:20. And you know 9:20 is not going to start till 9:45.
Right.
You look at the film, it's 2 hours, 15 minutes. Like, I'm going to be here till midnight because I don't want to spend $30 for just... Like, all the seats are comfy now. It's not like you're sitting on spikes in the fucking economy class.
Well, that's what happened with me. I took a date. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy the movie. It's a Tuesday. I'm going to buy the movie. Guess what? All of them were sold out. So I had to do VIP. And VIP, even on a Tuesday, was like $15. So I'm like, great. I just spent $30 on... And then plus you buy popcorn. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but when you go to the theaters, that's where they fuck you. They take your money on like popcorn and drinks and stuff, right?
And popcorn, the markup is huge.
Now, this is something I want to talk about. I'm not much of a popcorn guy.
Okay.
But if someone were to be like, I'm buying a giant popcorn, we're going to have some popcorn, I'm going to eat that popcorn. I'm going to put the ketchup packets all over that shit. I'm going to do all of that. But last week, me and you went out. I don't know where we went. We probably went to, I think we went to emo night, and then we came back and we were watching wrestling or something. We were a little lit, and you made microwavable popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I hate microwavable popcorn. I think that's like the worst. But you were so lit that you took your bag of shredded cheese and you threw it in the bag of popcorn, which is now hot from the microwave. And then you shook it up, and then I put like seasoning or something in it. It was lit.
It was incredible.
It was so good. I was like, yo, I think you found something that theaters don't do.
Yeah.
Because theaters always give you the
little sachet
things, but you should put cheese. Like, I'm not talking like fake, I'm talking like real
like shredded like nacho cheese kind of.
Yeah, and throw it in the popcorn bag and give it up, because we were eating that and I was like, this is great. I could eat popcorn with cheese on it. So you found something. I'm just wondering if other people do sort of.
Well, they've started doing that with like Doritos, haven't they?
Yes.
Like you lock the top off, throw a load of like
you
like
put the meat, cheese,
like
lettuce.
nachos.
Yeah. But with popcorn, there's a market there to do that. Like if I went to a theater, that'd probably cost $20 though.
Well, that's the thing that bugs me about the VIP one. I think it's a slightly smaller like audience with nicer seats. All the seats in the new cinemas are really comfy now anyway. And you have access to the bar. Now you can bring drinks in anyway. It's not like you get a free drink in those $30.
I mean, I always sneak things in.
Completely. Yeah.
You always hear someone in the theater cracking open a can somewhere. It's probably us.
Take a Big Mac in and a few cans.
I remember we went to see that The Rock movie, The Rampage.
Yeah.
Me and you, and we just brought like a whole bag last summer.
Oh,
we were just cracking cans, and everyone was like,
and for the nun.
And for the nun.
But like, I try to do it similar if I've got like a bad cough. I try to wait for like an explosion to happen or something.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's funny just to wait for the quietest moment and
yeah.
go.
It's just going to the theater is expensive these days.
Yeah, it is.
So you got to bring in your own snacks and stuff like that.
Gotta be thrifty.
I remember in Scary Movie 2, they're making fun of Scream 2, which is the theater scene.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in Scary Movie 2, she's bringing in like her own food. But then the joke it's a parody movie. She starts bringing like her leftovers. So she takes the tinfoil and it's like cooked chicken and then eating the legs and everything. That can be us in the theater. So we'll do the Spider-Man because I want to talk all about Spider-Man.
Oh, I've got a lot.
But I don't want to make people who haven't seen it upset. So again, that'll be later. At the end of the show.
Those on the YouTube will just keep an eye out because we'll be doing like a separate feed for Spidey.
Yes, Far From Home Spider-Man, which blew my fucking mind as a Spider comic fan. We will do that later on. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? I don't know. You did the Fighter Fest with Way. We watched it together. I quite enjoyed watching Thumbtacks go into the feet of Joey Janela, who then went and worked like 2 days later and did another like indie shows.
Just hustle.
Just insane. Yeah, I didn't get to mention that, so I thought that was crazy. I also didn't realize that every day when I got a bike this summer, and every day when I bike to work, I pass Way's apartment literally every day. So I always wave at him now.
He's got a lovely apartment.
Yeah, I'm getting jacked, by the way. My legs.
Oh yeah.
My legs are getting like tree trunks from biking everywhere.
Nice.
It's insane. So my upper body still looks like shit. So I need to work on.
You're like the reverse Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. I need to talk to Brock and see what he does, because then
be like, Brock, just cycle everywhere.
Just go on a
cycle
bike,
to the gym.
Just go on a bike, Brock, and you'll be. Brock's probably out in the thing like hunting deer and shit. So I don't know. But I always ride by Way's house, and I'm like, hey, there's Way, and I wave to him, and he waves back.
Is there any more wrestling news you got?
Any wrestling news? Let's see. What do we got? I watched NXT UK.
Okay.
I watch it every week now, but there's honestly not a lot to talk about it lately. They were at Download Fest last week. Zach Gibson came out and cut this amazing promo on, and he had bags around his shoes because he didn't want to get his shoes
said about it, I think.
all muddy, right? Because it's a music festival. I thought that was so funny. I thought his promo was so funny, but then I watched MJF cut his promo, which may be my favorite promo in wrestling. I don't like MJF, but I think I do now after watching him.
He's a great promo.
Oh man, he is ruthless.
Yeah,
I thought
he's gonna have a job as long as he can do that. He'll have a job for life.
Right. I'm trying to think of other things. There's the David Starr Walter, stomping on the NXT UK Championship.
Yeah,
a lot of people are mad at that. Apparently, WWE is not happy.
I find that so dumb.
I don't like the fact that they did the stomping on the thing, because ultimately, David Starr, I think he's great, but it's what everyone thought. He's just trying to sell some T-shirts. Like, that's what the independent thing is. Yeah. I think the shirt's really cool. Yeah. I think the logo itself is really cool. His whole movement, he gets very serious about his things, but then it's just to sell something. So I'm like,
that's what every wrestler should be doing. You're trying to sell yourself. You're trying
to
sell an angle. You're trying to. I've got no problem with the stomping on the belt.
I have an issue with it. I mean, Walter should just destroy him after the fact that he has done that. But like, if I'm someone who works at NXT UK and I saw that, I'd be like, hey, come on, like unless Walter must go over him, whatever. What
it's just heel heat. It's like what they used to do in the day with, like, you'd go to another country and you'd grab the flag and
as Vince Russo would say, it's a prop. It's a prop. What other wrestling? I don't know what else is going on. The world of WWE's been pretty good.
The G1 is starting this weekend, which I'm very excited about. Yes. You mentioned about NXT UK. The takeover's coming up soon, and don't know anything about it.
I watched UK right now at Download Fest. The main event of this week was Tyler Bate and Trent Seven versus the Grizzled Young Vets. Mm-hmm. The match was really good, and then the finish was blown out because Imperium comes and interferes and all that stuff. So they're clearly setting up some sort of Imperium British Strong Style thing, which is really cool. But it's already like I don't know.
And also, have you heard about what's happened with Glasgow?
The pay-per-view.
No, so Raw was scheduled to be in Glasgow, and they're like, no, we're still going to do a show there, but it's not going to be live. It's not going to be a Raw.
Raw. House show.
So now they're doing, I think,
A double taping.
I think it's in Liverpool.
A Manchester.
Okay, double taping. Dude,
I'm not sitting through
3 hours of Raw is enough to sit through. Sitting through 6 hours in one taping, get out of town.
Yeah, that's insane.
I feel really bad because, like, I'm lucky. I travel. A load of my friends travel, go to a lot of these events. Like, if you're in Glasgow and Raw's coming, that's big.
Yeah,
that's big.
that's cool.
People want to see the TV event.
Yeah.
It's cool seeing going to a house show, but it's not the same.
No, it's definitely
you
not.
You want to make your crowd as loud as possible for TV and stuff, and then you're gonna get a really fucking dead crowd in Manchester who do get Raw a lot.
Yeah.
So they're a bit spoiled in the UK. Same with London, Liverpool. Like those 3 places get it a lot, and I think you're going to drive people away, or just have a very dead audience.
Yeah,
but I guess they don't care because they'll just pipe in the noise anyway.
Right,
because it won't be live.
They will have to.
Yeah,
I can't sit through that much wrestling. Like I fucking love wrestling, but going to WrestleMania this year for the first time, you're like, whew, it's getting long here. And even when there's things you're excited about, your body, you can't force yourself.
Especially a weekend like that where you're also going to see other shows, like partying.
How much coffee can you drink?
I had a coffee at.
Like the only drugs I touch in my life is weed. So I could imagine some other people are like, I need to do other things to stay awake for this because it's like
the worst was the NXT live show in San Jose before they did the takeovers. Right. It was WrestleMania weekend. It was like at some university, and I believe it started at either 10. It started at like 10 p.m. Something like that, and I was drinking, so I had a buzz going.
Yeah.
They cut off the bar about an hour before the end of the show.
Cool.
You've got to ride that wave.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during Neville versus Balor. Just full on pass out. Because it was about 1 a.m. I'd been drinking all day, haven't had a drink for like an hour, and I'm like, all right, bedtime, guys.
Damn. Balor and Pac put you to sleep.
Yeah, I know.
Damn. Well, they shouldn't do it. Wrestling is too long when you do it. But they should do NXT tapings kind of more so on the road, I'd say, because NXT Takeover Toronto's coming.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like try to, maybe Ring of Honor has announced the Summer of Supercard thing.
You mean do a little tour like beforehand?
Yeah, they are actually.
Oh, they are?
The night before they're in Buffalo or Rochester and stuff like that. Yeah. But SummerSlam weekend here in Toronto, Ring of Honor is doing a summer card thing, and they haven't announced the talent. Because what talent? The G1 is happening.
Yeah.
There's no one's going to be there from New Japan. Who's going to be in there? CMLL and their own guy. I have a feeling that's not going to go very well, especially because they're not announcing. But if you are visiting Toronto, Smash Wrestling and Progress, they're doing a whole week of events. So go check out their stuff because Walter is there. My girl Toni Storm, I got to check her out there. I shouldn't have said that. There's so many things going on, including our takeover tailgate.
Yes, it's time for a plug.
Yes, it's time to plug. Get your tickets before they sell out and come hang out with us pre-game with us before Takeover Toronto in the 6th, August 10th. Go to postwrestling.com/NXT tailgate and you can get your tickets.
I just want to make something clear as well that maybe we haven't made clear up until then. This is a 21 over bar.
Sure.
So if you have already bought a ticket or have bought a ticket for someone else thinking of bringing someone who is under 21, give us a message because we can work out a refund. If hopefully we don't need to do that. Hopefully we'll be able to get you in. I think 19 plus will be fine.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not a kids event. This is a bar.
Fuck kids.
Yeah.
I hate kids. I hate kids, man.
You don't have to drink if you come, but this is a bar in the city, so for their license, it has to be people of age.
So no kids allowed.
I'm sure that won't really affect
I don't
anyone.
Think so.
But yes,
hang out with us.
postwrestling.com/NXT tailgate.
We're very excited. I'm pretty excited we're doing a Q&A. Yeah. And we're doing a live watch along of Gargano Almas.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have NXT on the screens. We're going to do some wrestling themes. We might do, just a party essentially is what I want. My favorite thing of doing this nerdy podcast is literally these kinds of things. You meet so many cool people.
For sure, yeah.
So I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited for NXT in Toronto again. It's going to be nuts.
Oh, it'll be good.
This card is going to be crazy, but I don't read ahead. So I don't know the card. But after watching this week's episode, you can kind of...
You've got an idea where
put it into place.
For sure.
So I guess we should talk about this week's NXT.
Let's do it.
Let's go into NXT. But let me stop that podcast recording and save it. But we're still live.
Yeah, I'm gonna read through some of the posts. Well, so we've got Jake in the room, we've got AAA, we've got Captain Engelhorn, we have Mud Pies, Charbel is here, the Sushi Master, Bravan's here. He's asking, is this the Far From Home discussion? We will be discussing Far From Home,
stay on,
but after we finished our XT review. Pierce Robertson asked, did NXT UK finally get good? I think your answer
like yes and no. Like I like the UK, but it's also like it's so dull. Like there's no reason for it, essentially.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no end game on it.
Well, you know why they announced this show.
Yeah,
for sure.
To go against it.
And Captain Sucker Punch says, you gents are the absolute most fucking rad podcast around. Takeover comes to LA. You gotta come get drinks with me.
All right, you got a couch for us to crash on? Because then I'll come. That's my new thing. You got a couch?
Yeah, I'm in. And Charbel says he's at work watching us.
Wow, you're at work. Hey, get to work or don't. It's fine. I'm going to take a sip of water out of my Ultimate Warrior cup.
I'm going to have some of my MCT coffee.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we should talk about some NXT.
Yeah.
We're not used to doing this on YouTube live, but it's quite interesting. So let's do NXT from July 3rd, 2019, Full Sail University. It starts off with Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne and Bougie, as Mauro Ranallo calls them, which I'm a fan of the name. Not a fan of them. Versus Mia Yim, the HBIC. Her theme song. Did it change?
No, hers is the same.
I'm that HBIC. I know you love
Nigel, however, is quoting Queen as Born and Bougie are walking to the room.
What is he saying about
He's
Queen?
doing the lyrics from One Vision.
What is that?
Because she's the Vision.
Oh, the Vision.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's weird because Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah, how do I their matches are not very for me.
Sure. Okay. That's fair.
I think this is the best Aaliyah's looked.
Yeah.
Possibly. Am I wrong here? Let's talk about it. Aaliyah dressed and dripping in Versace. Versace. In the beginning of the match, after the bell rings, Aaliyah is mocking Mia Yim's like gang kind of. You know how Mia Yim comes out with the bandana. Like,
I've only just realized what she's doing.
What is she doing?
Because she does this and then that. She's doing her initials.
Well, it's also Wu-Tang.
It's Wu-Tang. I always thought it was Wu-Tang, but I think she might have just started doing that this
Mia
time.
Yim.
She does
okay, that's cool. Yeah, I dig it
because she wears the Wu-Tang shirt a bunch.
Yes,
as well.
And yeah. The only issue I have with Mia Yim and doing this and Mauro, like her finishers protect your neck, which is another Wu-Tang thing. And Mauro has so many. Mauro in this was like, Mia Yim is for the children. That's a completely other Wu-Tang thing.
Okay.
It's all Wu-Tang things. Sure. I just feel I love the Wu-Tang. I have a Wu-Tang. I love Wu-Tang. Got the snapback, you know what I'm talking about? But it feels so forced. And I'm someone who I like Mia Yim and I love the Wu-Tang Clan. But to me, it's like, hey, take this, and you're gonna. I
think that's just WWE.
It is. I'm just. She's coming across. I've watched her in the Indies. She's got her own flow, her own swag. But when she comes out in NXT, I find it's just forced.
Well, I want to go back to this later when we talk about Kushida.
Sure.
I think this may be something they're pushing now to get people to grab on, and then they'll pull back. I would say because it looks like they are heating her up for Shayna.
Of course.
I assume the takeover match.
Yes.
I get her gear. I get it suits her character.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a bit cheap to me.
Sure. Yeah. The camo kind of thing.
The camo, but just the printing, the printing letters on it.
It's indie.
On the hat, it looks very indie.
Yeah.
And I get it suits her personality. Right. I just want to see that WWE'd now. Sure. I want to see that have.
It'll be the takeover gear.
I'm hoping. Yeah. If she comes out just in this at takeover, I'll be like, come on, Mia.
Yeah, you're not winning with that. Gear.
I think the style's completely right for her character. I want to see a few dollars.
You know what I noticed in the summertime, outside a lot, dressing up cosplaying like the Dudley Boys is in fashion. Have you noticed this? Yeah. A lot of girls are wearing the camel pants. They're maybe a crop top and then glasses, and you're like, hey, is that Devon? Hey, is that Bubba? Oh man, dressing like wrestling is hot now, essentially. Yeah. So we were ahead of the game. So Mia Yim versus Aaliyah here. So Aaliyah is doing a bunch of the gang signs and stuff. But Aaliyah starts off by basically mounting Mia and basically like out wrestling her, which I find very ironic. Aaliyah is the one who's like spinning and dancing around Mia Yim here. Obviously pisses off Mia. Mia finally gets the upper hand and then starts taunting Aaliyah doing her thing. So I kind of like that. But Mia does her own trash talking and she's like, have you done lost your damn mind? And I find it so forced. Like,
Yeah.
Does she talk like that? I don't think she talks
I'm not
like
sure,
that.
no.
No. Again, this is all things I should love this.
Yeah.
Have you lost your damn mind? But the way she's doing it, I'm just like, maybe.
It sounds natural coming from Bianca.
Yes, that's
when
what I
she does
mean. Bianca,
she owns that you believe that she's that person outside of the ring.
I just don't believe it in me.
Yeah.
I want to because I'm a big fan, but it's just a little forced. Mia goes for the cannonball early on, but Vanessa Bourne on the outside pulls Aaliyah out of the way, so Mia just crashes and burns. Aaliyah does a Ric Flair style knee drop and then kicks up and lands on her feet, which looked really cool. I'm like, Aaliyah with the moves out of nowhere. Mia Yim fights back, locks in a tarantula, and then it breaks the hold on the 4 count, but then walks into an enziguri from Aaliyah. Only a 2 count. So Aaliyah is just like, hey, I'm pulling out actual wrestling moves in this match. Mia Yim fights back, eventually does hit the cannonball in the corner. She hits a suicide dive on the outside on Bourne and Aaliyah. Bourne and Bougie is what I wrote. And then she hits a fall-away slam and then hits the protect your neck and pins Aaliyah. I just thought, I thought Aaliyah is usually like in a jobber role. She's been in the jobber role for quite a while. Yep. Now she's paired with the Vision. But if kayfabe-wise, Mia Yim is the one who's going to fight Shayna. Kayfabe-wise, again, Mia Yim is not ready to fight Shayna Baszler. You took this long and you struggled and had kind of a sloppy match with Aaliyah, who in my mind, kayfabe-wise, has lost every single thing in like seconds. And you're supposed to be the one, but you could barely put her away. I'm thinking in my head, wait a second, because later in this show, there is another women's match. And if you were to say who is the challenger, you would not say Mia Yim after watching this episode.
And I think that's maybe a mistake putting those 2 matches on this show.
Yeah, I think so.
I see what you're saying, but I also like, I didn't think Aaliyah had enough. And I completely agree with you. You should be heating up Mia.
Yeah.
But like, Aaliyah's been in this division 5 plus years.
Easily.
So she should be someone that someone has a competitive match against and loses.
Right.
She should be like heating someone up. Well, she shouldn't just be a pure squash.
She did more
but like that's
match.
just that's just show like how slow her progression has been. And I hope she does show glimmers of something. I think she's got a character now, and I think she owns the character. I can believe her being this, like with Bianca. I can believe her being like this in the real world.
Versace.
And you look at someone like Angelo Dawkins, who probably started similar time, and it took him years to finally click.
It took Angelo Dawkins years, but guess what? He's on Monday Night Raw, baby.
I will get back to that later.
Yeah, boy.
But I think he's great now. I think he's like oozing with personality. Yeah. Montez Ford has helped him a lot. He's looking great in the ring now. Some people it takes longer. I'd like to see Aaliyah get there.
Yeah,
especially from being from the 6.
Yes, again, she looked better in this than she
did.
has. She's doing knee drops and stuff, right? She's doing it. It was more like Ric Flair did the old school Ric Flair knee drop, and then Triple H used to do that. Yeah. So she's sucking up to Triple H, you know. But after the match, Mia Yim goes to the commentary desk, and Mia Yim basically says, "Isn't this what Shayna does? Well, I'm going to do it." She says, "Shayna, you got something that I want, and I ain't going away until it's mine. Shayna, your days are numbered, and I'm not only coming for that title, I'm coming to whoop that ass." So Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler, I would assume is the takeover match, but
I found it funny how she went to the announce table and was like, "Is this where I send my message?"
Yeah.
I just wish one of them would be like, I mean, most people normally pick up a mic and just stand in the middle of the ring, but I mean, sure, okay.
Again, just a little too forced for me. But
yeah, I'm with you.
I want her to do good. Maybe that match will deliver and kill.
Would you prefer, because they're completely ignoring, I mean, they've had the match a couple of times on TV already. Right. They're completely ignoring the fact these two are roommates and like best friends in real life.
We can get to that later. Like they they can do one match, Shayna retains, and then they could split.
Yeah.
Or Mia.
I just think it would make it more interesting, but they'd have had to have started this
Yeah.
months ago.
Yeah, because remember when Ciampa and Gargano, they told us they were roommates, but they were a tag team. And then when Ciampa turned, it was that they don't live together anymore.
Yeah.
And all that. That was in meta storytelling. This is nowhere near that.
No.
We get a recap of Io Shirai turning heel last week inside the steel cage when she does the Candice LeRae comes to help her, but she turns on Candice and she yells at the camera, "I don't need friends." We've heard a little bit of translation.
So someone brought it to our attention over the Twitter web.
Yes.
That apparently, like, the grammar isn't great, but she basically goes like, yeah, in English, "I don't need friends. I don't need friends.
I don't need
Candice. Fuck Kyrie. I don't need her either."
Fuck Kyrie. That's hilarious. I love heel Io Shirai already.
But I also quite like that because it's making. I hate when they ignore stuff going on different brands. So like when DIY moved to Raw and when Viking Raiders moved to Raw, exactly. They just completely ignore anything that happened in NXT.
Yeah.
I like that her character can be, I'm pissed. Kyrie was my best friend, and she left to form a tag team in the big leagues.
Yeah, she left me.
To go with Asuka. And like, what have you done? You haven't helped me win anything. Fuck you as well.
Fuck Kyrie.
Yeah.
I love any women's wrestler yelling in Japanese. I just love it. It's fantastic. We get Kathy Kelly. She is backstage in William Regal's office with Regal. William says, Io did some dreadful things, and it's gonna be. And then he's interrupted. He's about to tell us some things about Io, but he is interrupted. The Forgotten Sons walk into his office. They are upset. They say, "Why do the Street Profits get to make matches? You should do your damn job and give us our opportunity." William Regal says, "Well, that's funny because I remember that you did get an opportunity, but you chose to get yourself disqualified. Therefore, you are at the back end of the queue." The back end of the queue. Oh, you're disrespecting us. You're disrespecting us. You'll see. And they walk off, and Jackson Riker stares him in the eyes. We won't forget this. And they walk off.
I really respected he said Q.
Yeah,
there are two words that I say that people
you always
take the piss out of me of.
Yeah.
Q instead of line.
Yeah.
And cinema instead of movies or theater. They're always like, "Oh, we go to the cinema," like literally every time.
Queue.
Oh, the queue at the cinema is so long. Oh, the queue at the cinema. I respected him. Yeah. Q.
So
us Brits, Q.
Q. Hashtag Q. How do you spell it?
QUEUE.
Okay. So the Forgotten Sons are mad because they want a title match, but they're not getting it. William Regal then says it's not going to be the Forgotten Sons getting the title match. Next week, it will be the Street Profits versus Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. So that's the tag title match we're getting next week. Obviously, the Forgotten Sons are probably going to interfere because they're mad, and we won't forget this. But we can talk about the Street Profits now. Being on Monday Night Raw out of nowhere. Can I just say, can we just have NXT champions?
Can we just keep them?
Can we keep them for at least a reign?
What's different this time, and I reckon this is Heyman's direction. They had the titles with them.
Yeah. They even said we're the NXT, and they pointed
the Viking Raiders did not have the title with them.
Okay.
And I like that. Like when Kevin Owens made his debut,
he had it.
He had the NXT title, and it elevated him and NXT. He came out as a champion from another brand and took out the guy and was like, "I don't want the US title because I'm the NXT champion."
Right.
It made a statement, and I'm sure it got people who don't normally watch NXT to be like, "Oh, I might check that out."
100%.
I think having them there, not ignoring their past, having them as the champions on Raw, it also, I mean, do you assume this is a permanent call-up?
We've had so many call-ups that haven't been call-ups, that are call-ups. We had name changes.
But I'm happy with, like,
are they going to change their names?
Like
Doc and Tez.
What would they be?
The Profits.
But I'm happy with like NXT like tag champions going to Raw or SmackDown for a few weeks.
I
Like
loved when DIY
excursion
came
kind of thing.
When
And
DIY showed up and they were winning, they were
Yeah.
beating other teams. It was like, wow, the NXT champions are beating the tag teams here.
but it
They're-
just
they're
made
great.
no sense.
It did not.
NXT
It did
storyline.
not.
This still keeps it making sense. They're playing the same. They're not suddenly heels. They're doing the same gimmick they
Right.
do on NXT TV
Yeah.
with the
Free
titles.
smoke, free smoke.
I just
Who want to smoke?
I just don't want to see them vacate it.
Can we just have champions?
Yeah.
Let's keep tag champions in NXT.
Yeah.
Stop taking our
And
champions.
it's like I see them on Raw and I go, oh, I just started really liking these guys.
I was watching Raw and you were coming. I was about to leave and you were coming home and you were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching Raw." And you're like, "Oh, is it? I heard it's good. Is it any good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then the Street Profits happened. I was like, I messaged you for fuck's sake because I'm like, they're just poaching us.
Mm.
Vince is like, "Hey, wait a second. Those guys are. That was pretty good. It'd be a shame if you got called up." It's like you don't want to get called up.
Yeah.
If you were in NXT and you're making okay money, say, and you're happy and you're killing it, like Roderick Strong, right? Roderick Strong got signed to WWE and he's probably like, fuck, I finally fucking got this. And they're like, hey, you're going to be used to like put over talent. He was like in that limbo stage for quite a while until he found his footing. And I'm wondering if he's like, can I just stay? Like, if I'm making money and I'm killing it,
Yeah.
can I just stay?
I mean, I think that's why I think Undisputed should stay together for a long time. I think together they'll work on the main roster. But I think if you're someone like Roddy on your own, I mean, I'm sure the money's nice, but the travel and all that as well.
This is where I'm going to get to next, because up next is the Adam Cole celebration week 2. This is my favorite thing in wrestling this week. This gave me goosebumps watching this because Adam Cole, if you ask me, in like a year, maybe 2, when people are like AEW and WWE, Adam Cole is the guy that will make people want to watch WWE. Like, he's the problem AEW will have.
Yeah.
Adam Cole used to be with the Young Bucks. He's got that like same funny mentality. He's got everything. Adam Cole is going to be the guy that helps WWE maybe fight that battle because he is so good. He made me my favorite wrestler growing up was Edge because I loved him, but he made me hate him.
Yeah.
Even though you love him, you're like, what an asshole. Like, you're a dick. This segment made me go, you're an asshole.
It made me want Gargano's pizza as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Adam Cole last week was like, hey, Roddy, put that order in. You got the hey, driver, you got the address? All right, cool. And he showed up to Gargano's and we were like, is that his family's pizza chain? We have learned now it is in fact Gargano's, subs, coffee, donuts, the whole shebang here in, is it Cleveland?
Cleveland, yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Why did we go to Sparrow?
So, yeah, we were in Cleveland. Yeah, we were in Cleveland for that one. When I'm in New York, I love a good New York slice. Sparrow. So Adam Cole is now inside Gargano's family's pizza joint. And he walks up to the counter. And it's Frank Gargano. It is Johnny Gargano's dad. And he goes, hey, Frank, nice to meet you. And Frank looks up and he knows who he is. And he's wearing an NXT shirt.
It also looked like an NXT shirt that the guys outside the arena are selling after.
No, it's like those crappy
$5.
It's like those ones that kids always wear.
Yeah.
And Frank Gargano is shocked. He knows who Adam Cole is, obviously. And he says, I'm here to pick up an order. I'm here for those 4 pizzas I ordered. Gargano's like, yeah. And I believe it's like, I don't know, maybe Johnny's mom or someone is there. And they're like, yeah. So they go to the back to go get the pizzas that were made. And as they're doing that, Adam Cole walks over in this restaurant, in this pizzeria. There's a wall of fame. And of course, on it is a picture framed of Johnny Gargano with the NXT title. There's a picture of Candice LeRae, NXT shot. Adam Cole, right beside Johnny's picture on the wall, puts up his own picture of Adam Cole himself, signed with the NXT title, and walks back over. And as he does, Frank Gargano brings out 4 pizzas. Hopefully not just for Adam, or else, that's a lot of pizza. He's bulking up. Maybe it's 1 pizza for each member of Undisputed.
No,
I know, yeah. But that first shot, you're like, damn, Adam, that's a lot of pizza. He says, hey, thank you very much, Frank Gargano. It was good to see you. These pizzas, They're for a lot of hungry wrestlers. He says, by the way, I love the wall of fame you got over there. And Frank Gargano looks and he's disgusted. And Adam Cole just walks out, and my notes say, what a bastard.
This was funny.
I hated this man. I was like, you're an asshole, man. Yeah. How could you do that?
Real dick move.
Like also, we were discussing how we loved Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole in New York. Possibly still my match of the year, the 2 out of 3 falls in New York City. But then they set up the feud for TakeOver 25 over the fact that it was about a fall.
Yeah.
The first fall. If you ask me, you should have done this before that, and it would have made the story way more.
That's what I said last week.
Yeah.
Because he's the champion now. Yeah. Why is he goading Johnny Gargano?
Because he's an asshole.
But as a heel, you shouldn't be wanting to face, like, the fact Gargano's beat him in.
That's how big of a dick this guy is.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work for me. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But logically, it's not really the Adam Cole we know.
Sure.
For sure, when he's chasing something, poke the bear until you finally go, all right, you've pissed me off, I'll put my title on the line because I'll beat your ass. So whereas this is like...
In the NXT Target, the video for TakeOver 25, which was way well done, so well done. It had Gargano throwing the first pitch at the Cleveland game, Indians game, him going to his family pizzeria, and that's why Adam Cole is doing these things.
Sure.
In that Target video, Gargano also goes to the wrestling school he was trained at. Adam Cole now takes those 4 pizzas and he brings them to this wrestling school, and he basically walks in, and all these wrestlers wanting to be, all these creator wrestlers are chilling here. All these younglings, they're chilling. Adam Cole says, hey, I know Johnny Gargano. He came here and he talked about how you can make it. Just keep believing in yourself, believe in your dreams, and you can do anything you want. In fact, if you believe, one day, even you could become NXT champion. But I'm here to tell you, he's full of crap. He's wrong. He got lucky. And let me tell you, anyone can get lucky once. He's true about that, by the way. Anyone can get lucky once. Everybody.
You've been lucky a few times, haven't you?
Just yesterday. He says, look at you guys. Don't kid yourself. Just take these pizzas, take a pizza, go home and sit on your couch and give up, because I'm NXT champion. None of you, you'll never be NXT champion. So get out of this school, get out of this city, and find yourself a new hero. And he walks off, and all these indie wrestler wannabes are like mad and upset. Like, oh, Adam Cole, biggest dick in wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Adam Cole is going to be WWE champion. He's going to be the biggest fucking asshole in WWE. If you're letting him do this now, just wait, because they're already moving away from this PG thing.
Yeah.
Trust me. He's on a roll.
Or is he like J.K. Simmonsing them from Whiplash? So then he's going to like keep saying, you're shit, you're shit.
It's tough love. Yeah.
You're dragging. And then they'll be like the greatest wrestler, and he'll have like a huge Undisputed Era of like the Cleveland branch. It's like, Johnny Gargano didn't make you this, I made you this.
That's how big of a dick he is.
I would say though, he spent a lot of money to prove this point.
Flying from
Download to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then because he doesn't need to be in Cleveland.
No, he did not need to be.
He was in Florida.
In fact, he wasn't even, because Roderick Strong has a match later. He's in the main event tonight. He's not there because he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's sticking to the kayfabe.
And there's definitely direct flights like UK to Florida.
See,
there aren't direct flights UK to Cleveland.
Well, he's on his private jet. Remember, he was on his private jet.
Still just a waste, isn't it?
That's how much I love this character. I'm telling you, this is why I got into wrestling because of comic books.
Yeah.
And I got into comic books because of bad guys. The Joker. The Joker was the first character I got into because he's just crazy. He's an asshole. Adam Cole is the greatest. MJF is being considered the biggest dick right now because of the shit he was saying. But character-wise and everything, Adam Cole, man, he is killing it. He is killing it. I loved this. Go watch Adam Cole be an asshole to Johnny's dad. It's so funny. I want to see more of this. There might be more. Also, we were talking about how maybe we wanted Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole. I'm kind of okay with the third now.
Well, then they're clearly not going that way.
yes, they're not.
Like they're building up Gargano and Cole. I saw something the other day about them wanting to keep Riddle in NXT for a long time. They want him
Sure.
to be a star in NXT.
Do it.
They don't know how he'll be on the main roster, but they plan to keep him there a long time.
Cool.
And therefore, because I think the plan was for him to face Cole. I
Sure.
think that's why he did get that pinfall over him
right.
a month or so ago.
Okay.
But they're like, they don't want to rush.
Sure.
Because once you're in that title picture, it's kind of,
You're there.
I mean, that's what the North American title's there for.
Sure.
It is what the IC title used to be. It's that stepping stone. It keeps people occupied whilst they're not in the main thing.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
I'll tell you, I really liked Adam Cole being a dick here. I think this was one of my favorite segments this year. Just so it came out of nowhere for me too. I was like, wait, what? What did the dude's dad?
Are we getting a third next week?
I hope so. Well, he said it's going to be every week.
Okay.
He said I'm going to do this forever because I'm doing it because I went on his Twitter after. I was just like, you're a dick, man. I love it. So good. We go to our next segment. It is Kushida. He comes out. So is it me or is his entrance changed?
With new music, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's more, it's got more oomph to it.
Okay.
As Jesse would say, it slaps a bit harder.
It's a bop. As John Pollock would say.
It's
a bop.
Yeah, a bit more thumping.
So Kushida comes out. He's facing a jobber. They tell
Jeff
me
Parker.
no relation to Peter Parker.
How do you know?
Because this guy's Canadian.
Okay.
And he's wearing a black ninja headband that dangles. I don't understand what your head wears.
Is it not the Night Monkey?
Spoilers for anyone who's seen Spider-Man. You can't talk about the Night Monkey. Canadian Jeff Parker is the name of this guy. You can imagine what's about to happen to him. Kushida basically starts putting every submission hold ever on this guy. He's putting him in arm locks, leg locks, ankle locks. He does this move where Kushida uses his own legs to basically butterfly the guy's arms. It looks crazy. Kushida is a wizard. Actually, Beth Phoenix is getting better, I guess, or someone fed her this line. She says Kushida is like a surgeon because he's like because he was dissecting different parts of the guy's body. I really like that. He does his hip toss into the cartwheel and the low drop kick, and then he does his wind up baseball punch, and then locks in not the hoverboard lock, but the Sakuraba lock, which they said like 4 times in a row, and when they do that, which means that's the name of the move now.
Yeah.
So Sakuraba, which is Kazushi Sakuraba, the UFC Hall of Famer, and they say this. Moro says this, of course. It's the same. It's
said he was a mentor.
Yes, and like idol to him. So Canadian Jeff Parker taps out here, and Kushida wins obviously with the Sakuraba lock.
So this is where we were talking about Mia Yim earlier and pushing something a bit much. They're pulling back from the Back to the Future stuff.
Yes,
now.
100%.
I think I'd like to rewatch his entrance. I think he did still have the countdown.
Yes.
I wasn't aware of him doing so much of the tapping the watch and the lights changing. Like he did the hands and the lights change. Right. But did he do the turnbuckle pointing to the watch and the light? I don't think he did.
So maybe they're like, hey, we can't do this anymore.
I think they're pulling back from it.
He still has the light preserver.
Yeah, but I think it's maybe a good thing. It's something that instantly people go, oh, this is cool. And then it's like, all right, now let's get people. And I think that could be what they're doing with Mia Yim.
I love Back to the Future.
Get this Wu-Tang stuff out and then be like, now we're going to pull that back a bit. Now people like you.
I hope they do that because I love Back to the Future. I have a fucking Back to the Future tattoo. I love it. But when it's a little over the top for no reason, like, cool, I love it, but why?
Why?
So it is good that they're kind of pulling it. The hoverboard lock was never a name of a move where I was like, that's a cool name. It's not really clever. It's just
I always thought it should be a surfboard. A hoverboard?
A hoverboard?
Well, yeah,
I guess. Well, the Sakuraba lock is what we'll call it now. Like the label lock, but Sakuraba with it's the Kimura.
Essentially, yeah.
Cool. So we'll see Kushida hopefully a takeover something. He's still beating up jobbers. We go to Kathy Kelly. She is backstage with Tyler Breeze. Tonight, he will be facing Roderick Strong. He says that anytime Roderick Strong or any member of Undisputed Era opens their mouth, it's just garbage. They want power, they want championships, and they want to take credit. Well, I've been here from the start. I need to give Roderick a refresher that this is my home. This is NX Breeze.
I quite like that.
He says, Roger Strong, you're old news, and I'm gonna beat you. Or Roger Strong calls Breeze old news, but he's gonna beat him here tonight. Yeah, it was okay. I like NX Breeze as well. But,
Yeah.
We get a vignette for Killian Dane. As I like, what did I say last week? He just likes to watch old movies.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting in the dark and he's watching a projector of like car crashes and like, I don't know. I'm going to assume that this is trying to tell us that history repeats itself because that's what he's watching, like things happening. So he's called back to NXT, but now he's going to do things right. And
yeah,
I guess because I watched the UK and Alexander Wolf he was in a match. Yeah. And they're pushing him as like a completely kind of new thing. So they're going to do that with Killian Dane. I'm excited to see that.
He was always fun to watch.
He's good.
He's a big, scary guy that does some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could see Killian Dane, Keith Lee happening sometime down the line. Big lads wrestling. But both big, agile guys.
Yeah.
I think that could be really fun.
No, I would like that.
And I hope they don't put him in a team this time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'd like to see him do a bit of a run on his own. They'll probably have him kill a few little guys, build up to a Keith Lee. Maybe some of these new signings who are in this tournament. There's a big Aussie dude,
right? Yeah,
Kiwi.
Boa.
So, I think so. Yeah. I think
I want to see where it goes.
From big lads wrestling.
Yeah, I mean he was lost with the sanity, so bring him back. He's a talented dude, definitely. Let's go to our next match. It's the second match in the NXT Breakout Tournament. So these are all new faces, new guys. They didn't bring up really the brackets, and they didn't tell us what's happening next, which I was like, are you guys just pretending like you're dropping it? But the match is happening. It's Isaiah Swerve Scott.
I think that's probably because they're rejigging the order of the matches.
I think so as well. Yeah. So it's Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Yeah.
He comes out. His music is like a rip of a Jeremiah song. I don't know. It's an artist, R&B kind of hip hop. I was like, oh, I know that song. Oh wait, it's.
I quite liked it.
No, I like it
seemed
too.
Catchy.
It's the same chords.
The crowd were able to go swerve, swerve, swerve along with it.
Yeah, I dig it as well. I've not watched. What was his name on the
Shane Strickland.
Yeah, I've not watched him. I've watched him once or twice, but I've not watched quite a lot of him.
He's exciting.
The little video screen thing where he gets an insert promo. He says, Swerve is confidence, and that's my advantage because he's so confident in everything that he does. He is facing Cameron Grimes, formerly known as Trevor Lee. The commentary mentions that he was trained by the Hardy Boys, which is like true. He's from North Carolina and all that. But they also say that Matt Hardy was there for his birth. Because his dad was friends with them. It's a whole thing. His dad actually passed away, I believe, this past year. And
that's right. Yeah,
it's a whole thing there. But very interesting that Hardy, because the Hardys trained them, and they had a whole thing in TNA with Trevor Lee and stuff. But to be there for his birth, that's just crazy. Yeah. So cool.
I haven't seen a whole bunch of him.
Oh, I love this guy.
I know he's very popular. I've heard a bunch about him. I've not watched much. Didn't like his look.
Oh no, his look is like what he still hasn't changed it.
He looks like a less handsome Mike Hogan.
Yeah, long hair, your buddy Mike Hogan. Yeah, I see. Like I feel like if I got in a little bit better shape, I'd have like I'm very hairy and he's very hairy.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm hairy too.
Yeah, I'm like I dig that though. I got over his look a long time ago because I've watched him. Trust me, the first few times watching him, I was like, "Who's this dork? Like, get out of here!" And then I watched.
I just think I know. The wrestling is what I love first and foremost.
Sure.
But there is something about WWE. You do need to look like a star.
I'll still say Kevin Owens does not look like a superstar to me. Every time I watch him, even with his new shit sleeve, I'm like, yeah, you don't look like a wrestler to me. But I guess it doesn't matter in 2019. Let the wrestling do it. Speaking for itself, I guess. Cameron Grimes and Isaiah Scott. But Cameron Grimes, in his little video thing, he says that I'm only 25 years old, and I can tell you that I am the best wrestler in the world. The commentary says he's grimy and he's gritty. Cameron Grimes. I also Googled Cameron Grimes. and there's an actor.
There's a female Cameron, like Cameron.
I'm like, wait, what? So there's 2 Cameron Grimes in this world. Just in case anyone Googles, there is a different Cameron Grimes. So this match starts off, and Beth Phoenix mentions that she was talking to Isaiah Scott, and that Isaiah said that Edge was his favorite wrestler. And then the rest of the comment, Nigel and Mario start teasing her about it. They're like, oh yeah, drop a few names there, Beth. And she's like, I don't know. I thought that was really funny. The match starts off, and both of these guys are like kind of on the smaller side, and they're both like cruiserweight kind of things. So they're both very athletic and very agile. They're doing like backflips and counter after counter. It's really cool, really impressive. Isaiah Scott hits this really cool, innovative, like head scissor, really slick kind of combo thing. It looked really cool. He sets up for like this flying back elbow off the top rope to the back of Cameron Grimes. Grimes finally hits this huge like lariat, and it's just this big thud, and it looked like it just hurt. They replayed that because it just looked like it hurt so much. I was like, at this point, I was like, oh, I kind of expected more from these guys. And literally, as I said these words out of my mouth to my TV screen, it is like they heard me, because then all of a sudden they kicked it into gear here. There's like a top rope Hurricane Rana. There's a thing where Grimes goes to throw him out of the ring, but he does like a kind of a ricochet thing where he goes to fall but lands on his feet like nothing, like a superhero.
It's like the Fosbury flop, but onto the feet.
Yeah, he's just chilling. But he did after hit the Fosbury.
Oh, that was the
yeah. He did hit that move right after. There's a rolling move where he jumps through the ring, rolls on the front, and then jumps and hits a flatliner, but Cameron Grimes kicked out of that. Grimes goes for a backslide, but instead of actually going for the pin, he gets him into position for a power bomb, lifts him up dead weight, and power bombs him with a sit out like Liger, but like kind of like Ospreay's been doing, sit up power bomb. And I'm talking high angle, like he smacked him like a pancake right on the mat there. Again, only a 2 count. Grimes hits a Superman punch style forearm, which looks so cool because Roman does the Superman punch and it looks cool, but doing it like a forearm is really cool. Keep this move. He's used it for quite a long time, so I know he will. But I imagine like someone sees it and goes, no, you can't do the Superman. That's Roman's thing. So I hopefully he keeps it because it looks cool. Shane Strickland hits this crazy. Some of these moves they're clearly like inventing because it's like a shining wizard where he gets Grimes on his one knee and jumps off and hits like this like side kick to the like a heel kick to the back of the head. It looked amazing. This is then when he hits the Fosbury flop. Great Scott by Morrow because his name is there's a roundhouse kick by Cameron Grimes. He eats a knee strike, but it's not enough. They run each other at the ropes, and Cameron Grimes hits a Spanish fly, which then he sets up for.
It was like a crossbody Spanish fly, wasn't it?
A fall away slam.
Yeah,
kind of Spanish fly.
It was like this
away safer.
Well, it was kind of the spot where the 2 guys are going and go for a crossbody, and normally they just crash and fall.
Yeah.
But they did that, and then he flipped it. Cool. It was cool.
He does it off the top rope, and it's very impressive. But then this is where Trevor Lee, Cameron Grimes, the move I would say he really invented. But if you watch any wrestling in the past 2 or 3 years, or play WWE 2K, as we learned, every wrestler has this move.
It's Kawhi Leonard's move.
Yeah, we downloaded Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi the 4th, and he has this. It's the stomp, but not the Seth Rollins stomp. It's the stomp where you're running towards the guy standing, and he gets so much height, and basically he does it the best. Yeah, still, it's his finish here.
Aleister Black and Kofi do it a lot.
Yeah, Finn Balor.
Yeah.
All these guys do it, but Trevor Lee, I know when Kofi did it like the first time, like maybe 2 years ago, he credited Trevor Lee because he saw Trevor Lee do it, and he went on Twitter and said, "Hey, by the way, I totally stole this."
He's a good guy, that Kofi.
Yes, he is. Good WWE champion, Kofi.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this run.
The stomp from Cameron Grimes. White man can jump. If you're from North Carolina, he hits this and pins Strickland, and Cameron Grimes advances in the NXT Breakout Tournament. The first few minutes of this match, I was like, why are you doing slow headlocks and things? You both are small and fast and quick. And then, like I said, it's like they turned it on and they hit it. So I would say I was a little underwhelmed by Isaiah Scott. He looked a little not as polished, maybe as I'd like.
Oh, I really like his strikes. I think his strikes look different and snug.
Like I
and-
said, he's got innovative moves, but some of the moves that like just didn't look as like I said, he did a move that reminded me of Ricochet. It reminded me of Ricochet, but it wasn't as smooth as Ricochet. But he's got time and improvement to make.
I was surprised. I thought he was the guy I wanted to go over.
Sure, yeah.
This. So I was a bit surprised. He kind of impressed me a bit more than Grimes.
I thought both of them were great.
I would have sacrificed one of the jobber matches on this show. As I said, I want not just them in the corner cutting a promo.
Yeah.
I want to know about them.
Yeah,
I want to know about their background, the style they train.
I think it's because they filmed them talking more, but they're gonna insert it further down the thing, which sucks for the guys who are only in one match.
I think all these guys should have it because like going to the Cameron Grimes going back to the Hardy compound and interviewing Matt and Jeff, what it was like training him. Do you know what I mean?
He was in the remember like the Hardys things?
Right.
He was involved in that. Yeah, there was Trevor Lee is with his former partner from PWG, Andrew Everett. They were the Cameron guys. And they were in that thing with the Hardys where they get on the back of the pickup truck and they're fighting. It's fucking insane. Yeah. It's crazy.
But also, Swerve, Isaiah Scott, Shane Strickland. He's been with Evolve for so long, which is it's kind of WWE now. They've got a show on the network coming up. I'm sure WWE would have been able to get Evolve footage, no problem.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I still thought this was pretty.
I enjoyed the match. Yeah.
I'm happy that Trevor Lee advances because I'm so high on him. I think he's fantastic. So we'll see more of the tournament down the line. Next, go to Bianca Belair, and we're talking about people from TNA. Her opponent is Diavante. They call her Zanika, but it's another Impact wrestler here. Zanika. She starts off the match by pie-facing Bianca Belair.
Oh, damn.
Now, me and you, we watch NXT every week. I don't know if Zanika does, but she should have done her research. You shouldn't have done that to Bianca Belair. Out of all the people to do that to, she is not the one to do. She
earrings off.
Yeah. She gets pie-faced, and Bianca's like, huh. Forearms her, then takes the earrings out, and Morrow's like, "Oh shit, the earrings are out."
What's funny is I haven't seen that done for a while, and then it happened twice this week. Carmella, took her earrings off for one match, and it was like it's the gloves off thing for the women, isn't it? Right, like these big hoops are coming out.
Have you ever seen that though in a fight?
Oh yeah,
it's great. You're in a bar and you see girls taking the hoops out. You're like, "Oh yeah, we're in for a scrap." The earrings are out. She military presses Diavante here. Now, I'm pretty sure Diavante is a little bigger than her, and she lifts her up no problem. And I say no problem because she has her in a military press and starts to squat while doing this. I could do that to you.
Nah, not in here.
I used to do it to our friend Lindsay. Used to lift her up.
Lindsay's like 4'3" and 50 pounds. I think my grandma could military press Lindsay while squatting.
She beats the fuck out of her, essentially. She goes for Diavante, Zanika here, finally gets an offense, goes for a Hurricane Rana, but it's instantly countered. Bianca then power bombs her, but like Brock Lesnar used to do, lifts her up from the power bomb, does it again, goes for a third one, but instead hits it like a snake eyes kind of thing, like throwing her face first into the turnbuckle, then picks her up effortlessly into the torture rack, then hits the KOD and pins her aggressively. She never needed you at all and wins here. Bianca Belair looking really strong. If I was a casual viewer, I would think Bianca Belair is the one going for the women's title.
Yeah, you said that earlier. I don't know why this match was on this week.
Yeah.
We had 5 matches this week, which is a lot for an hour show.
Yes.
And our Chromecast gone. I thought this wasn't necessary, especially when you're trying to heat up Mia.
If you ask me, this looks like Bianca is like leaving. Like Bianca's just gonna get called up.
Yeah,
because what is there for her to do? She had 2 matches now against Shayna, like 2 title matches essentially, and she's not won. And now it's like, do you just take her to the main roster?
Yeah,
I I don't know. If Tez is on the main roster, then you might want to
Maybe
bring that up and start. They love couples now in the WWE.
they do, yeah.
They love couples.
Oh, when's the next mixed match challenge coming up?
Ugh, isn't that Extreme Rules?
True.
They're like, have you seen today? They're doing a 2-for-1 tickets
Yeah, I did.
for Extreme Rules. Do you want to know why? Because look at that card. I'm sorry. That is not something I'm
It's
excited
Undertaker and Roman Reigns, the new Mega Powers.
Fuck, like, really? Like,
It's Philly. Philly's a wrestling crowd
I guess.
as well, which they should be selling that out.
They should, but sorry, Baron Corbin, the two Applebee's waiters.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin and
how good's that tweet?
Baron Corbin and
Lacey Evans.
Yeah, Lacey Evans. That's how much I care. I don't even remember her name. They're not good. They look like waiters. They're sorry. That's not for me. It's just not for me, I guess. I'm more interested in Undertaker and Roman because what the fuck's gonna happen there? You can't go. What are you gonna do?
Well, yeah. He'll choke slam Shane and Shane will jump high. I don't know.
So. Someone else who's really looking forward to watching that Undertaker match, Matt Riddle. We get a little like video package here, bro. You started walking around the house doing the Matt Riddle walk. Guess what? I started doing it all the time. I walk in the house doing the Matt Riddle strut. I'm like, fuck, I'm doing it all the time now. It probably looks so stupid, but it's great. Matt Riddle is in some gym somewhere, and he's talking about how, he always wanted to fight and be a fighter. He was always interested in that kind of thing. And his parents always said to him, "You're too pretty. You're going to get beat up." He says, "Well, I don't care." And it's him like beating the fuck out of a punching bag. It's him German suplexing like dead weighted body bag things. It's pretty cool. Him doing like suplexes in the gym here. Really cool cuts here. He says that he started going to the gym and learning how to fight. He was really into like the MMA, the Muay Thai, the BJJ, all that kind of stuff. And he said within 6 months he was in the UFC. And he says, "Well, now I've made it to WWE. That was my goal, and I've made every goal I've set. I keep making, and I'm here. And now that I'm here, I won't stop." And I love this. It's kind of very simple.
Yeah,
kind of leaves it open.
But I liked just him being out of breath in this interview as well, like having worked out. It didn't feel like scripted promo. It just felt like
you always say you hate the fake Matt Riddle thing that they're doing. Yeah, you want want the character, not the shitty whatever this is. This is the first time you get this.
For my birthday, I want one of those body bag things.
Oh, can we get one?
Yeah,
get one that looks like Kyrie.
Once we can go in the garden. Just suplex that fucker around.
I'll get you one with Kyrie's face on.
No, I don't want to suplex Kyrie.
Actually, I don't want to do that. Who knows what you'll do with that thing. So Matt Riddle, one last thing, because this was cool. And we're probably going to see more of these things. Matt Riddle doesn't have an opponent for TakeOver. Matt Riddle loves to talk shit on Twitter to wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Matt Riddle started tweeting to Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Riddle doesn't have an opponent for Toronto. Walter doesn't have an opponent for Toronto.
Do you not think this is the UK match?
Take my fucking money, please. Take my money. That sounds insane. Walter and Matt Riddle?
I don't think we'll have it.
I don't think so either.
I think it could be UK. If that's selling bad.
Ooh, put Matt Riddle on the UK thing just to fucking do it? Yeah.
Matt Riddle sounds crazy. UK main event.
They have fought on the indies before.
They have.
If they fight here in WWE, I think a lot of people like me and you who are like this kind of crowd, this fan would like to see that match.
Like Walter's already faced Dunn,
everyone,
and Devlin and Banks, and Bate is nowhere near as hot as he used to be. I think that's how you could. I don't know if a card's been announced for that.
No, I don't read ahead.
But yeah, I think it.
I'm just saying, I want to watch that match.
That could be.
And I want to see it here because I'm going to that show. So
they'll build it up on NXT regular TV as well to get more eyes on.
Sure,
I can see that happening.
Matt Riddle's good at using the Twitter. Sometimes you can use Twitter to kind of preset things. Even like say this is the actual card and they know it's happening. Set little things that kind of tease it up because now we're so invested.
Because I'm pretty sure we can think about what the card's going to be. I don't know if there's room. For a Matt Riddle match.
True. Let's go to the next match, the main event of tonight's NXT. Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze. Now, Tyler Breeze is back in NXT, and I'm already over it. I'm already done with Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say. Does that hurt people's feelings? I have a feeling people agree with me. Breeze starts off here with like this counter for counter and then a swinging neck breaker. He starts beating on Roderick Strong. He throws Roderick to the outside. There was he dodges the wrecking ball outside kick from Roddy that he does where he swings through the ropes to the outside. He ducks that, starts beating on him. Now he throws Roddy into the steps. Now there's a really cool spot here, maybe the spot of the match. He's like climbing the steel steps, Breezes, and Roddy seems to like slip. And it's like, you think it's like a botch because he looks over and the people in the front row there are like kind of laughing at Roddy because it looks like he slipped off the steps. And Breeze is on the steps and he like looks and he kind of like does a chuckle like, ha, you fucked up, you slipped. No, it was a planned spot. Roddy then sweeps the leg under the steps, catches him for like his backbreaker, but instead throws him back first into the steps. This looked like it hurt. Holy shit. Moro's like, oh my God. Because, yeah, Moro's like, I don't know how that didn't pierce his skin. And I was thinking the exact same thing. The way his back and the angle on the corner of the steel steps, like, yeah, this shit's fake, but like, dude was just thrown.
Yeah.
There's no faking that. Like,
no.
He was thrown right onto it. Looks like it hurts. In fact, there was no blood, but there was a mark on his back. So Breeze taking these bumps here in NXT. Roddy then hits another one like right away on the like guardrail, clearly being a lot softer because he's like, oh fuck, you're probably hurt, so I'm gonna do a little softer on here. Rolls him into the ring and starts working on him. I couldn't believe his back was not bleeding. Roddy then locks in this like surfboard type, they call it like a Romero thing, but he's got his legs locked and then pulling on him. Looks really cool there. Breeze fights back, hits an enziguri. There's like a Superman forearm kind of move off the apron to the outside. There's like a one-armed backstabber from Breeze, only a 2 count. Roddy hits superplex off the top rope, only a 2 count. Why do people always hit superplexes when you know you'll never pin them with it?
Yeah. I never understood how you would kick out of a superplex, but then get pinned by the AA.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's just kayfabe.
Yeah.
So the supermodel kick, but it was kind of a botch, like a messy supermodel kick. Like Heidi Klum would not like this supermodel kick, in my opinion. Breeze then picks him up and goes for the unprettier, but it's blocked. And as it's blocked, Undisputed Era, they run down to the ringside. They do a distraction. Breeze then hits a supermodel kick on Fish, I believe, but he's distracted. He turns around. Roderick Strong hits an enziguri to the back of the head and hits him with the end of Heartache.
One of my favorite moves.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's one of my favorite finishers. And pins Tyler Breeze. Yeah, I didn't really care for this too much.
Okay, this is where I am. I thought Breeze looked good. Like, there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
But I think you notice, like, he had a good match here. You notice NXT's moved on since he was there.
Yeah.
Something that carried him so much in NXT before was his character.
Yep.
And being a heel.
Yeah.
Being a heel with that character.
The goofy.
Now he's
Zoolander heel.
an older babyface. He sort of has that character, but doesn't. It's very watered down, so you don't know who he is. He failed on the main roster. I don't see why you'd bring him back down to just keep losing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you want someone to eventually beat him, you need him to have wins. For whoever you're going to get that.
Sure.
But you need to change his character.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if Tyler Breeze beat Roderick Strong, I'd be very mad.
No, so would I. But think there was a time when Jericho kept coming back.
Sure.
And he'd just come back and lose everything.
Yes.
And then his last run, they were like, no, he's going to start getting wins. He's going to have US title run. You
got to build him.
You've got to build him up.
Yeah.
But then when someone eventually beats him, which they were building up for the Kevin Owens split and all that, it means more.
Right.
I think here you've brought him down and he's lost three matches he's had, 4.
Sure.
He
just doesn't look. It's like things have moved on. You know, things should stay in the past.
Yeah.
We keep going back to him. It's like you keep going back to your ex, and it's like, You're losing flair here. I don't know.
I don't mind for a few weeks him being back,
Exactly.
but something needs to change.
Yeah, like I can't keep you can't keep him here because it's still like as soon as they're like, this is the main event tonight, I was like, oh, okay. Cool.
I feel sorry for him though. I'm sure he feels lost. It's like, where do I go from here?
Of course, there's nothing against him. I was a huge fan of him.
Yeah, and I think people are. I think people do like him. Just I think you go. Everything's moved on.
If I was them, I would have kept him as a SmackDown. I would have kept him on SmackDown and pushed the model thing. I think it still would have. I think maybe not exactly, but I'm telling you, like the selfie thing, the selfie stick thing, it could have been a whole thing, but it just kind of isn't. I don't know. Tyler Breeze to AEW confirmed, right? Isn't that what happened? So that is the episode of NXT from July 3rd.
But big win for Roddy, who we don't always see.
Good.
Like he's starting to get these wins. I think he got the pinfall in the tag the other week. They're clearly heating him up for something. They mentioned North American title. They're like, well, Adam Cole's got the
prophecy, baby.
Yeah.
It's the prophecy. The Undisputed Era prophecy. I'm telling you, Roderick Strong is going to win the North American title in Toronto SummerSlam weekend. I'm telling you.
You'd lose your shit. He's like your favorite guy.
I've been following him for years, and I will go mad. And I don't even care if he doesn't win. He delivers, man. He like that Matt Riddle Roderick Strong match.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, like he delivers. I'm telling you. So I guess we should go to feedback.
Let's do some feedback.
Let me quickly stop that. Save that so we don't lose it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're still on YouTube live.
We are still. Let's check in with the chat room. How is everyone?
Wow.
We've got Captain Englehorn's writing his dissertation, listening to us. Casey Jones says there is a hairy monster trying to escape out the top of David's t-shirt. How dare you? Oh man, so sweet. Not bad episode of NXT. Casey says your shirts are messing up my eyes on the screen. What's wrong with our shirts?
What's wrong with my shirt?
What's wrong with our shirts?
I'm wearing an all-in shirt. All in. Are you all in? Downstate? I'm just a big Downstate fan.
Okay, and anyone in the room, you've got like 10 seconds to get your feedback up if you haven't already.
All right, I'm rolling again. Need some feedback, baby. Go for it.
Okay, feedback. We have Ari from Montreal. Long time, been a while.
Long time, been a while.
Overall, an okay episode. I won't go through every match, but I was underwhelmed with the breakout tournament match, as like Braden, I thought this could have been the final. Other than that, in an alternative booking universe, would you guys see Bobby Fish as a pirate?
Yo, he does look like a pirate. Yo, you're not wrong, dude. He actually looks like a pirate, but like, let's not go down that route.
I don't know. He just looks like a pirate. His last name is Fish and could have his finisher named Davy Jones Locker. Also, would you guys think O'Reilly would be better off going for the North American title just to change things up? I know it won't happen, but I can wish it. Can't wait to watch Almas and Gargano with you all in the 6. Hey, yes, Ari.
Yes, Ari's coming to watch Almas versus Gargano watch along.
Yeah.
Bobby Fish is a pirate. You heard it here first.
Anyone good at Photoshop?
You don't need it. He's always like this.
Just an eye patch.
He's already closing his one eye all the time.
True.
He always closes one eye and goes.
Just a hook then and a parrot.
I swear his gear used to have fish and hooks on it.
It was fish, but like the skeleton of it.
Yeah. Oh man, pirate Bobby Fish. We go to mystery. Not gonna lie, I did not care about this episode. Everything felt underwhelming, and it seems like all but inevitable Mia is getting the next title shot against Shayna. And I cannot say I'm even remotely excited for that, especially since they did her no favors when she struggled to put away Aaliyah. I'm going to make a really bold statement here and say that unless the Yim Baszler stuff heats up really quickly, it's going to be one of Shayna's least interesting title defenses since joining NXT. Even the breakout tournament stuff wasn't very notable. Honestly, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but NXT has been kind of weak the past few weeks with some bright spots few and far between.
I wouldn't disagree. I think we've been similar. I think last week had a hot angle at the end of it, but since TakeOver 25, it has struggled to hit next gear. I think we still have about a month, I think, till
it's true
TakeOver.
Yep.
So
we'll
see. We have Eva from the Forest City. So with no Shayna, Queen of NXT, to carry the show, how did it fare? I think decent is the right word. I was underwhelmed with the Mia Yim match, though I chalked that up to Aaliyah not being charismatic and somewhat green. I also didn't buy her challenging Shayna from the announce table's desk. It came off a bit wooden.
Yeah, forced.
Kushida versus Kung Fu Jobber was an okay squash. I loved everything about Scott versus Grimes. I had seen Scott before in season 1 of Lucha Underground, never had seen Grimes, but color me impressed. I especially loved his finishing midair stomp, just short of Gaza Wild, but still mint.
Mhm.
Bianca Belair is like a female Cesaro with her strength. This may be an unpopular opinion, but that braid needs to go.
Ooh.
It takes me out of her matches. It was a good one-off, but she needs to let it go.
Did she even use the braid?
She didn't this week.
Oh, good.
Main event, Strong Breeze had good chemistry. All right match with Stella, as always, backbreaker from Strong. Question. It's looking like Yim Baszler in the 6th. And despite the underwhelming nature of the feud so far, my gut is telling me Shayna drops the belt to get the call up. Removing horsewomen from the equation, when should Shayna be called up and who should she feud with first? Great show as always on your end, Braden and Davey. Hashtag Farley for G1. You're with my girlfriend there.
Yeah, she likes Fale.
Well, she just likes the name. She's like, bad luck Farley. That is ridiculous. I want him. Who do you see her feuding with first?
Where? In the
main roster. They probably have her just kill Sonya Deville, who's like the MMA.
No, they won't have her kill. They're big on them, I think.
Yeah.
Her and Mandy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want her to lose to Mia Yim. I need to see this progress.
I'd like,
because I don't want to.
I think Shayna needs a big.
I'm becoming a Shayna fan finally.
Oh yeah, I am too.
Like,
I think she just needs to steamroll through everyone. Once she gets there, just like very quickly get the title on her and have her hold it a long time.
Yeah. Let's go to Charbel, the master of sushi garoshi. Long time, not first time. Quick feedback. Regal, go to sleep, man. I was afraid he was about to sleep while talking on the mic. They need a new GM. He was a bit quiet this week. I was like, man, what are you doing? But I also
we also know he works for a load of nutters in there. He's just he looked. Do you remember that show when he just looked stressed?
Yeah.
Like everyone.
He always looks stressed.
Oh.
I wonder if he actually does things other than just being the on-screen guy. He must.
He's like a talent scout, isn't he?
Yeah. I did think he was quiet, but that's just him. He continues, who the fuck is the smaller version of Killian Dane? Did you guys create him 2K9 and the Blue Fairy granted his wish to become a real human? He's talking about
Cameron Grimes. I think.
He says, sorry guys, it was real shit. What a great reintroducing Bianca. I'm sorry, but people can say what they want about the fact that she is ready or not. But for me, she is miles away in front of Mia Yim and other female roster talent. I love Roderick Strong so much. Every time I see him on the TV, he always reminds me of how awesome he is. He is very underrated. I'm so sorry, Bray. Please don't ban me, but the Kush doesn't do it for me. He is just meh. He's talking about Kushida. Not actually Kush. He's just meh. Why is he wrestling 1-minute matches if he's awesome? They made him look with the signing vignette.
Well, I think they don't have a proper feud in place for him yet, but they want to keep him in front, keep him remembered by people.
I never watched anything but WWE, and I just saw the card for the Evolve show, and I don't even know half of the wrestlers there. Should I give it a shot anyways?
That's the idea of it.
Yes.
It's to get you to
100%.
see these unknowns mixed in with a few guys you see weekly on NXT and 205.
The NXT title's on the line in the main event. It is Adam Cole versus Akira Tozawa.
Nice.
Again, I don't know half the names of that card. I do know most of them, and we will be doing a live review after. We'll be doing a show for that while John and Wade do a show for the AEW show. We don't care about gun control.
The Saturday Night Wars.
It's the Saturday Night podcast.
With our brand split.
We're going head to head. We will be covering it because there is a bunch of NXT guys on that show. So we figured we better do a show. So we will be doing an Up Next for the Evolve celebration show.
I want to quickly go back to the Shayna Mia thing with the prediction. I think Shayna does win.
Okay.
I think they're going to really heat up this feud, Io and Candice. Eventually, the title will go to one of them, and that will be the title picture going forward for a few months.
I can see that.
We have Pick Japan. This comes as no surprise, but William Regal is the best. That's what I love about this. Everyone has different opinions.
Yeah.
Not sure if you caught it, but when the Forgotten Ones confronted him in his office, Regal carefully placed his left hand in a particular location. It was almost out of frame, but not quite.
Ooh, was it to his brass knucks?
Yeah.
I bet it was because he's like, you want
to go? NXT seems a bit derailed, and I wonder if that is because of the random call-ups McMahon is doing without letting the NXT writers time to set up the departures.
Right.
Kushida has always been a favorite of mine in New Japan, but in NXT, I have to wonder what his real purpose can be on a WWE show. He seems like another great wrestler destined for the desert of 205 Live.
Oh.
And speaking of call-ups, is Bianca long for NXT? Since WWE now wants to keep couples together, I expect she will be gone soon. If indeed Heyman wants the Street Profits on Raw and has convinced Vince to do it. Ahoy!
PJ River, this episode was not exciting. I just thought Bianca's squash was the best squash I've seen in a long time. I wanted Fandango to show up at the end to reform the Fashion Police, and the Adam Cole segment was really good. Sometimes you get what you wish for, my friend.
Johnny Skull, I definitely feel like Angelo Dawkins and Aaliyah are the ones that had been lingering around NXT the longest. It's like football at school when there is the two left that no one wants on their side. So now with Dawkins getting the call-up, my question is, will Aaliyah ever make it onto the main roster? Let's face it, Braden, you're already on your third co-host and counting since she's been in NXT.
She's been in NXT for a long time, guys.
I can see her and Bourne going up as a team. I think that's a gimmick that works on the main roster.
I won't be watching it.
No, but like there's a bunch who are the wrestlers who are worse than them.
The only thing is Angelo Dawkins showed up on Monday Night Raw without his backpack.
Oh,
You know, gotta leave some things behind.
yeah.
Let's go to one more here. Michael from Newfoundland. Adam Cole trolling Johnny's old neighborhood is one of the best things in WWE TV in a long time. He has absolutely no reason to do it other than to be a dick. It's great. That's exactly what I'm saying. He did it just because he's an asshole. He can. So fantastic. That's the feedback. You can go forum.postwrestling.com. Every Wednesday we post it, and we read your comments here on the show. So that's feedback. What else do we have to do?
We'll have a little pause here, I think.
Yeah, let me stop and save that because I want to talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We are now gonna sign off on this show. Have a look on our page. We'll tweet out the link. We're going to be doing a Spider-Man review for any of you that have seen Far From Home. We'll be going for about 10 minutes. We might take a little 5-minute break right now.
I know you got to pee.
I got to pee. I need some more water. So yeah, see us in about 5 minutes. Let's just go to the room quickly, see if there's any comments. Jake says, Heyman has got to be high on the Street Profits if their first appearance is with him backstage. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to close this one.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
UpNXT every week, but tune in back into this if you're going to be joining us in like 5 minutes for Spider-Man. But thank you. Goodbye. Be safe.
Ahoy! This works well.